Up, eyes widening in shock. You calm but firm, check the account number again. Ominous music, screen fades to black, intrigue builds. Which one fits your style best? Or do you need any tweaks? A text message pops up. I loved spending your $90,000. The camera slowly pans to your face as your expression shifts from confusion to shock. Silence lingers. You take a deep breath, grip your phone tighter and finally speak. Calm, steady but sharp. Check the account number again. The screen fades to black. A low, ominous hum builds. Text appears on screen. What happened next will shock you. The camera slowly pans to your face as your expression shifts from confusion to shock. Silence lingers. Your breathing becomes uneven. The ticking of a clock in the background grows louder. You take a deep breath, grip your phone tighter and finally speak. Calm, steady but sharp. Check the account number again. The screen fades to black. A low, ominous hum builds. A sudden flash, clips of past moments. A forced smile at dinner. A suspicious glance at a bank statement. A hesitation before handing over account details. Text appears on screen. What happened next will shock you. The hum cuts out. Silence. Then, one final notification sound. The screen lights up. A text message appears. I loved spending your $90,000 on a trip. The clock ticks in the background, slow, deliberate. The faint hum of a refrigerator is the only other sound. The camera slowly zooms in on your face. First there's confusion. Then disbelief. Then something colder. Your fingers tighten around the phone. Your eyes scan the message again. Once. Twice. Your breathing slows, controlled but heavy. You tilt your head slightly, exhaling through your nose. Finally you speak. Your voice low, measured, almost too calm. Check the account number again. A long silence. The screen fades to black. A distant ding. Another notification. A heartbeat-like pulse in the background, growing louder. Sudden flashes of past moments. A dinner table, laughter that felt a little too forced. A credit card statement, numbers circled in red. A hesitant pause before sharing account details. A knowing glance exchanged across the room. The pulse stops. Silence. A final message flashes on screen. What happened next changed everything. Fade in, a dimly lit living room. The only source of light. A phone screen glowing on a wooden table. A faint vibration breaks the silence. The phone buzzes once. Then again. A message pops up. I loved spending your $90,000 on a trip. The camera lingers on the screen for a moment, letting the words sink in. The faint hum of a refrigerator and the distant ticking of a wall clock fill the silence. The air feels heavy. A slow zoom in on your face. Eyes scanning the message, blinking once in disbelief. Your expression is unreadable. Not shock. Not anger. Just stillness. You inhale deeply, nostrils flaring slightly. The grip on your phone tightens. The camera cuts to your thumb hovering over the screen, frozen. You don't type. You don't react. You just stare. The sound of a car outside. A door shutting. Distant laughter. Life goes on as if nothing has happened. But inside something shifts. Your jaw clenches. A flicker of something flashes in your eyes. Not panic, not rage, but calculation. A deep exhale. Finally, your voice cuts through the silence, controlled and deliberate. Check the account number again. The screen fades to black. For a moment there is nothing. Just silence. Then, another notification sound. A single sharp ding. Sudden flashes. A dinner table. Jill laughing, swirling a glass of wine. A bank statement in your hands, numbers circled in red ink. A subtle hesitation before handing over account details. A forced smile. A lingering glance. A feeling you ignored. The heartbeat-like pulse in the background grows louder. A hand gripping a phone. A text being typed. The screen goes black again. Silence. Then, one final message appears in white text. What happened next changed everything. A faint vibration breaks the silence. The phone buzzes once. Then again. A message pops up. The glow of the screen reflects in your eyes as you lean in to read it. I loved spending your $90,000 on a trip. The words seem to linger longer than they should. The distant ticking of a wall clock grows louder. A soft hum of a refrigerator fills the empty air. Everything else feels still. The camera slowly zooms in on your face. No immediate reaction. Just silence. Your eyes flicker, scanning the text again, as if reading it twice will change the meaning. But it doesn't. Your grip on the phone tightens. The leather of the couch creaks beneath you as you shift slightly. A slow inhale. A sharp exhale. Your jaw clenches. The screen cuts to your thumb, hovering over the keyboard. It twitches slightly but doesn't move. You don't type anything. Not yet. The room around you is still. Outside, a car door slams shut. A muffled conversation drifts through the window. Someone laughs. Life goes on. But inside, something shifts. A faint memory resurfaces. Her voice at dinner, casual, too casual. You wouldn't believe the deals I found for this trip. The way she smiled, her fingers tapping against the glass. Another flash, weeks ago, a glance at your bank statement. A brief pause. A hesitation before closing the app. You should have checked. Your fingers tighten around the phone. A quiet inhale through your nose. You tilt your head slightly, eyes unreadable. Finally, your voice breaks the silence. Calm, measured, too controlled. Check the account number again. Silence. The screen fades to black. For a moment, nothing. Just stillness. Then ding. Another notification. The heartbeat-like pulse in the background grows louder. Sudden flashes. A wine glass swirling in her hand. Laughter just a little too forced. A red circled transaction on a bank statement. A handshake. A signature. A hesitation. A voice in the back of your mind saying, something isn't right. The pulse stops. A deep breath. A slow blink. A decision made. The screen goes black again. Then white text fades in. What happened next changed everything. The phone vibrates against the wooden table. Its glow casting a faint light in the dimly lit room. A message appears. I loved spending your $90,000 on a trip. The clock on the wall ticks, slow, deliberate, deafening in the silence. The hum of the refrigerator lingers, the only other sound. Your eyes scan the words once, then again. Your fingers hover over the phone, motionless, gripping the edges just a little too tightly. Your breathing slows. No sudden reaction. None did. Just a pause, long enough for the weight of the message to sink in. Outside, a car door slams, muffled laughter seeps through the window. The distant hum of life continuing as if nothing has changed. But inside, something shifts. A flicker of memory resurfaces, her voice at dinner overly casual. You wouldn't believe the deals I found for this trip. The way she smiled, fingers tapping against the rim of her wine glass, her gaze just barely avoiding yours. Another flash. Weeks ago, your eyes drifting over a bank statement. A transaction that didn't sit right. A moment of hesitation before closing the app. You should have checked. Your grip tightens. Your jaw clenches slightly. But your expression remains unreadable. The room feels heavier now. A sharp inhale, controlled, deliberate. Then finally, your voice cuts through the silence, low, measured, devoid of emotion. Check the account number again. The screen fades to black. A single beat of silence. Then ding. Another notification. The pulse of a slow, rhythmic beat begins, like a heartbeat growing louder. A sequence of flashes. A wine glass swirling in her hand. Her laughter a little too forced. A red circled transaction on a bank statement. A pen hesitating before signing. The quiet, nagging voice in the back of your mind whispering, something isn't right. The pulse stops. A slow blink. A decision made. The screen fades to black again. Then in stark white letters the final words appear. What happened next changed everything. The dimly lit room remains still. The only movement being the faint glow of the phone screen reflecting in your eyes. Another vibration breaks the silence. A new message appears. Ha, did you check? Oops, wrong card. Face blowing a kiss. Your pupils narrow slightly. A slow inhale. Your fingers tighten around the phone, knuckles whitening. Outside, the city hums. Distant laughter, a passing car, the world moving on oblivious. But inside, everything shifts. The camera zooms in on your expression. Cold, calculating, unreadable. No rage. No panic. Just realization. Your thumb glides over the screen, selecting a contact. The call rings once, twice, 3 times. Then she picks up. Did you get my message? Her voice is light, almost amused. A beat of silence stretches. Your lips barely curve into something that isn't quite a smile. You lean back, eyes fixed on the ceiling, letting the weight of the moment settle. Then in a voice eerily calm, controlled, deliberate, you finally speak. I'm already here. Her breath catches. The screen cuts to black. Footsteps. A door creaks open. Then nothing. A final message fades in on the screen. Did you check your account? The silence stretches, thick and suffocating. The phone screen fades to black, but your grip remains firm. Outside, a distant siren wails, fading into the night. A shadow moves across the window. A figure passing by. Unaware of the storm brewing behind your unreadable expression. The tension in your jaw tightens as you lower the phone, tapping it slowly against your palm, calculating. The room is too quiet now. The rhythmic ticking of the clock amplifying the weight of the moment. Then another vibration, sharp, insistent. A final message appears. Relax, babe. What's mine is yours, right? Winking face, the camera lingers on your face, unreadable still. But something flickers in your eyes. Something dark, something inevitable. The faintest smirk tugs at the corner of your lips. But it doesn't reach your eyes. A slow exhale through your nose. You stand, sliding the phone into your pocket. The shot follows your silhouette as you move toward the door. A hand on the handle. A pause. Then the door clicks open. Darkness beyond the threshold. The heartbeat-like pulse swells in the background, slow, steady, like something looming just out of sight. One last cut to the phone screen. Its glow illuminating a single, unread message notification. The camera blurs as it fades to black. Silence. Then a single knock at the door. The knock echoes through the room, slow and deliberate. You don't move at first, just stand there, fingers still gripping the door handle. The silence stretches, broken only by the faint hum of the refrigerator and the rhythmic ticking of the clock. Another knock. Louder this time. Your breath is steady, controlled. You push the door open. Darkness. A dim hallway, stretching endlessly in both directions. No one there. Just the still air, thick with something unspoken. Your phone buzzes again, vibrating against your palm. You glance down. Unknown number. You're taking too long. Your fingers tighten around the device, pulse slow but deliberate. A faint smirk plays at the corner of your lips, this time, reaching your eyes. A flicker of something dangerous. You step forward, the door creaking slightly behind you as it swings shut. The frame lingers on the empty room. The phone screen still glowing on the table. Then darkness. Footsteps echo down the hallway. Measured. Unhurried. The camera follows from behind. Your shadow stretching long under the flickering overhead light. Another buzz. Another message. Clock's ticking. Hope you have a plan. The heartbeat-like pulse in the background grows louder. The hallway seems to stretch further, the air thick with tension. Then movement at the far end. A silhouette. Watching. Waiting. You stop. The camera lingers on your expression, calm, composed, but eyes sharp, calculating. The phone vibrates once more in your hand. You glance down. The screen illuminating one final message. You should have checked sooner. A slow inhale. A final look ahead. Then black. The screen remains black for a beat too long. Silence pressing down like a held breath. Then, a sudden vibration shatters the stillness. The phone screen flickers back to life, casting an eerie glow on your face. Last chance. Walk away. Your eyes narrow slightly, but your grip doesn't falter. The hallway stretches before you, the distant silhouette unmoving. Watching. Waiting. The overhead light flickers again. The hum of electricity the only sound. A slow exhale. Then you move. Steady. Measured. Each step deliberate. The weight of the moment thick in the air. The figure at the end of the hall remains still. Until it doesn't. A subtle shift, just enough to confirm what you already knew. You weren't alone in this game. But then again, neither were they. Your phone vibrates once more. A new message. You don't look down this time. Instead, you let it hang in the air. The anticipation tightening its grip around the scene. The pulse in the background quickens almost imperceptibly. You stop just a few feet away. Close enough to see the faint glint of light reflecting off their watch. Close enough to see the hesitation in their stance. Close enough to remind them of one simple truth. You weren't the one who should be afraid. The final vibration buzzes against your palm. You glance down now. The message is short. Simple. Too late. A pause. Then motion. The screen cuts to black. Silence. The silence lingers, stretching into something almost unbearable. Then a sharp inhale. The darkness isn't empty anymore. A sound barely perceptible. A shift of fabric. A footstep. The faintest creak of tension in the air. The black screen flickers, just for a moment. A distorted flash of something. A hand tightening into a fist. A shadow stretching unnaturally under the flickering hallway light. The glow of your phone's screen reflecting in narrowed eyes. Then darkness again. Your breathing is steady, measured, controlled. Then movement. Fast. A sharp scrape of shoes against the floor. A blur of motion. The camera tilts slightly, disoriented, as your grip tightens. The phone's glow catches something metallic. A ring? A watch? A knife? It doesn't matter. You don't hesitate. A single sharp impact. A grunt. A stifled breath. Then silence. The flickering light steadies, casting long shadows against the hallway walls. One figure stands. The other doesn't. The phone buzzes again, face down on the floor, its vibrations muffled against the carpet. You kneel slowly, flipping the device over with 2 fingers. The final message appears on screen. The words stark against the darkness. You should have run. A slow inhale. A tilt of your head. Then, your thumb hovers over the keyboard. For the first time you type 3 words. The camera lingers on the screen as your message sends. A pause. A beat. Then another vibration. A reply. But you don't check. Instead you stand, step over the motionless figure, and walk away. The black screen lingers, the weight of silence pressing down. Then footsteps. Slow, deliberate, fading into the distance. The phone lies abandoned on the floor, its screen casting a faint glow in the dimly lit hallway. Another vibration. Then another. The messages pile up unanswered. A single drop of something dark splashes onto the tile. The camera lingers. The message on screen remains unread. Where are you? The lights flicker again, once, twice before steadying. The figure on the ground remains unmoving. The scene is still. Too still. Then a breath. Shallow. Ragged. A twitch of fingers. The game isn't over. Not yet. Cut to the street outside. A city alive with movement, cars passing, voices rising and falling. Neon signs humming against the night sky. You step into the glow of a street lamp. Face unreadable. Phone slipping into your pocket. The camera stays on you for a beat too long, the tension thick. Then your phone buzzes. Again. And again. You don't check. Not yet. Instead you hail a cab sliding into the back seat. The driver doesn't ask questions. The city blurs past as you glance down. Finally unlocking your screen. A new message. Different number. No name. Just 2 words. Look behind. The cab's brake lights cast a deep red glow against your reflection in the window. Your expression doesn't change. You exhale slowly. Tilt your head just slightly. Then, without turning around, you smirk. Cut to black. The blackness lingers for a beat too long. The silence stretching, suffocating. Then a faint exhale. A heartbeat-like pulse begins, slow, methodical, growing louder. Cut to the cab interior. The glow of passing streetlights flickers across your face. Your eyes locked onto the reflection in the glass. The city outside is alive, indifferent, unaware. But inside the car the air is heavy. Your phone buzzes again. Another message. Same unknown number. Too slow. Your jaw tightens just slightly. A flicker of something unreadable crossing your face. You tilt your head, finally breaking the stillness, thumb hovering over the screen. But before you can reply, the driver speaks. Long night. His voice is casual, too casual. You don't answer right away. Just watch. Listen. The hum of the tires on wet pavement. The way his fingers drum lazily against the steering wheel. The subtle glance at you in the rearview mirror, quick, assessing, waiting. Your grip on the phone tightens. Where to? He asks again. You shift slightly, leaning forward just enough to meet his gaze in the mirror. A long pause. Then finally you speak. Keep driving. The engine growls as he accelerates. Another buzz. Another message. Wrong move. The streetlights flicker out. The screen cuts to black. Silence. Then a sharp inhale. The screen remains black, the silence stretching unbearably before. A sharp inhale. The pulse-like hum fades back in, slow and deliberate, matching the rhythm of the tires rolling over wet pavement. Inside the cab, the dim orange glow of passing streetlights flickers against your face, your gaze locked on the reflection in the window. The city outside rushes past, oblivious, but something about the air inside the car feels off. Your phone vibrates again, the screen illuminating your hand. Too slow. Your fingers tighten around the device, jaw clenching just slightly. Then the driver speaks. Long night. His voice is casual, too casual. You don't respond right away, just listen. The way his fingers tap rhythmically against the steering wheel. The way his eyes flick toward you in the rearview mirror. Too quick, too practiced. He's waiting. Watching. Calculating. The phone buzzes again. Another message. Wrong move. The hum of the tire seems louder now, almost deafening in the heavy stillness. Where to? The driver asks again, his tone light, but something underneath it is off. You lean forward slightly, your eyes meeting his in the mirror. The silence stretches. Then, finally, you answer, your voice low, controlled, almost amused. Keep driving. The car surges forward, headlights cutting through the darkness. Your phone buzzes once more, but this time you don't check. Not yet. Instead, you glance back at the reflection in the glass, and for the first time you see it, the faintest shift of movement in the back seat just beyond your shoulder. The streetlights flicker. The screen cuts to black. Silence. Then a sharp inhale. The darkness lingers, suffocating, stretching the moment until it becomes unbearable. Then a flicker. A single frame of motion, gone as quickly as it appeared. The hum of the tires against the pavement grows louder, an unnatural rhythm filling the air. Inside the cab, the tension is thick, pressing in from all sides. Your phone vibrates again, the glow illuminating your fingers. You should have checked sooner. Your grip tightens, your breath steady, controlled. In the rearview mirror, the driver's eyes flick toward you again, lingering a fraction too long. You don't move. Don't react. But you see it now, the way his fingers grip the wheel just a little tighter, the way his shoulders stiffen ever so slightly. Something is wrong. Everything okay back there? His voice is light, but the words feel forced, unnatural. The streetlights strobe through the window, casting brief glimpses of the empty road ahead. Another buzz. Another message. You're not alone. Your muscles coil, but your expression remains unreadable. Slowly, deliberately, you lift your gaze to the window again, not at the city outside but at the reflection in the glass. And then you see it. A shape. A figure. Sitting in the seat directly behind you. Perfectly still. Unmoving. Watching. The world outside blurs as your heartbeat slows, deliberate and steady. The cab feels smaller now, the air colder. Your phone vibrates once more. This time you don't look. You don't need to. The driver shifts, his fingers tapping the wheel in an unfamiliar pattern, like a signal. Your reflection doesn't blink. Neither does the one behind you. A long silence stretches. Then finally you speak, low, controlled, almost amused. Wrong car. The screen cuts to black. Silence. Then a sharp inhale. Silence. Just slow, uneven breathing in the darkness. Then a sound. Fingernails lightly scraping against leather. Headlights flash past the window, their glow slicing through the cab for just a moment. A reflection in the rearview mirror. Your eyes shift toward it. This time you're not alone. The figure in the back seat is no longer still. It has leaned forward. The driver clears his throat but says nothing. Only his hands on the wheel betray the truth. His knuckles have turned white from how tightly he grips it. Another vibration in your pocket. You don't rush to check it. But the mirror doesn't lie. A pair of black eyes lock onto yours. Not your own. There. The silence stretches, thick and suffocating, as if time itself is holding its breath. Your voice finally cuts through it, quiet, calm, almost casual. I said, stop the car. The driver doesn't react. The figure behind you doesn't move. You pull out your phone, your gaze flickering down to the screen. A new message. Too late. It's already started. You look up. Headlights too close. The screech of tires against wet pavement. The camera jerks, spinning into darkness. Shit. Blackout. Silence. Then a final sound. A car door clicks open. Someone steps out. The end? No. One last vibration. The final message. Congratulations. You made your choice. Black screen. Silence. Just slow, uneven breathing in the darkness. Then a sound. Fingernails lightly scraping against leather. Headlights flash past the window, their glow slicing through the cab for just a moment. A reflection in the rearview mirror. Your eyes shift toward it. This time you're not alone. The figure in the back seat is no longer still. It has leaned forward. The driver clears his throat, but says nothing. Only his hands on the wheel betray the truth. His knuckles have turned white from how tightly he grips it. Another vibration in your pocket. You don't rush to check it. But the mirror doesn't lie. A pair of black eyes lock onto yours. Not your own. Theirs. The silence stretches, thick and suffocating. As if time itself is holding its breath. Your voice finally cuts through it, quiet, calm, almost casual. I said stop the car. The driver doesn't react. The figure behind you doesn't move. You pull out your phone, your gaze flickering down to the screen. A new message. Too late. It's already started. You look up. Headlights too close. The screech of tires against wet pavement. The camera jerks, spinning into darkness. Shit. Blackout. Silence. Then, a final sound. A car door clicks open. Someone steps out. The end? No. One last vibration. The final message. Congratulations. You made your choice. Cut to black. Black screen. Silence. Then a breath. Shallow. Unsteady. The faintest sound of fabric shifting. The world remains dark, weightless, suspended in the unknown. Then light. A flickering street lamp. A blurred view of asphalt smeared with rain. The camera tilts unsteady, as if trying to regain focus. A body lies motionless on the pavement, yours. A muffled ringing echoes, distant at first then clearer. Your phone. Vibrating against the wet ground. The screen cracked. The glow illuminating the words of a final message. Get up. A beat. Then impossibly, another message appears, as if typed in real time. Now. A slow, ragged inhale. Fingers twitch. Pain blooms somewhere deep. But you push past it, forcing yourself upright. The street is empty. The cab is gone. But the door on the opposite sidewalk swings shut. Just barely, as if someone has slipped inside. The camera lingers, tracking your gaze as it locks onto the building. A nameless hotel. Neon buzzing faintly above the entrance. You stand. Unsteady but standing. Another vibration. You glance down. A new number. No name. Room 407. Tick-tock. Your jaw tightens. The city hums around you, indifferent. A car passes, headlights streaking through puddles, but the world feels wrong. Like something is watching. Waiting. You move. One step then another. Past the sidewalk, through the doors, into the dimly lit lobby. The receptionist doesn't look up. You don't ask questions. The elevator dings open before you even press the button. Inside, the lights flicker, the walls feel too close. As the doors slide shut, your phone vibrates again. You don't check this time. The elevator begins to rise. Numbers ticking upward. 4, 0, 7. A chime. The doors slide open. The hallway stretches endlessly, the air thick, too still. Your steps echo as you approach the door. 407. The gold numbers glint under the flickering fluorescent light. Your hand hesitates over the handle. Another vibration. You glance down. The screen glows with a single word. Knock. A pause. Then, your knuckles rap against the wood. Once. Twice. The sound barely fades before the door creaks open, revealing only darkness inside. A void. A whisper of air curls out, unnaturally cold. Your phone vibrates again. The last message. Come in. A final breath. Then you step inside. If this video hurt you, don't keep it to yourself. Send it to those who will understand.